MC Radio Rental with another session of improvised freestyle rap using random words to choose the rhymes. Let's see how we go. Try to keep it simple. Try to be consistent. That's what we're going for. You know it's not real, I feigned it. I tricked the monster, then I slayed it. Such a hero, I'm famous. My name will regale through the ages. But I'm frightened, I might shiver. I might hide in the trees, the timber. It's not just a story, I live it every hour and by the minute. I'm not small and I'm living large. Like your hair might part, and if I was a Simpson like Bart or Marge. Cause I rhyme hard, and if I have to throw it, I might have to hurl it. Like the sails of my ship's unfurling. It's not temporary, it's permanent. I'm not scary, I'm just murdering. The damn rhymed right off my mind. Making up, improvised every line. I got so many and it's hardly a few. If I was a Pokemon, I might be Mew or maybe Mewtwo. I play the lute. If I was a bard, hold together like glue. It's like fusion and I'm never gonna lose it. I'm just trying to inspire some movement. I'm wearing clothes, it's an outfit. I don't speak quiet, I shout it. If I had a horse, I'd mount it, and with the numbers, I can count it. I'm holding the audience hostage. Orphans like fosterage. Eating oranges and porridge, and I just don't know how to store it. Didn't quite rhyme, but I'm hitting the road. You know I wear the loam on my toes, because wherever I roam, I wear no shoes where I am going, and I'm only growing because I'm covered in foam. And now I'm spitting a poem. I got a sword like a Ronin, and my flowing's not showing, and I'm growing, and it's a disappointment. This rhyme is kinda off, it's disjointed. And the rain is this moisture that we need, that we can foist on. Good to simplify, cause I have the power. Like the explosion, gunpowder would get louder, not quiet. And I lost it, but now I'm gonna found it. And if I had 4 hooves, might be a horse. And I'm gonna eat every morsel, cause there's a paucity of ferment. I said I would keep it simple, because I'm gonna put the water in a bucket. I tried to fix the leak, but I said fuck it. I just got the tools and I chucked it. And I said to the wall, suck it, I'm not gonna fix you. That's not on my fixture. I beat it, I licked it, and I made the mortar, I mixed it, and I chose it, I picked it. Because I got a disease, it's called rickets. Now I can't fix the fence, my pickets. Get my camera, take pictures. That's the kind of my sickness that I've got. I got the disease, I've got the pox. Now I'm losing all of my locks. My hair is falling out and my socks are full of strange lotions, cause I need to save myself with potions. And I find some water so I can float on the motion of the ocean. I say damn, am I a man or am I a sheep like a lamb? Am I out of the fire in the pan? Am I weighed by grams? Cause I'm getting skinny, I'm getting limber. I'm just starting and I'm not Simba. I'm not a lion, I'm not inspired. But the main, it's deranged in the brain. I'm all off the beat, I'm deranged. My membrane is frayed, I've lost the stain. It's all running down my space. Look, but you know that I'll make you an offer. I'm gonna give you a coffin. Doesn't quite rhyme with offer. I started, I stopped it. I'm off on an adventure. A message, I send it. I speak like a lecture. Alright. Every word and every sentence. Everything I say, if I say it, then I meant it. Like a sentence. I feel no pain, no resentment. Then fuck. Alright, I want to change the beat. We gotta switch it around a little. This one's a bit faster, this one's a bit harder, but let's see what we can do. Find more random words. Alright. Everything I got, you know, I gotta use it. Spit it into the sky like pollution. You know that it's music, that's why I feel this, that's why I choose it. And if I fuck it up, I might regret it. I might wish that I could unsend it. But you know that when I wrote it, I meant it. Otherwise it'd be pent up, the energy inside. How else could I let it see the light? I've got to put it out by my might, by my strength, by the fire that's inside my eyes. And if I have to roll it, I'm like a soldier. I'm like Sisyphus, but a bit bolder. And I'm even a little bit older. Stick together like solder. If I'm in the sky, you know that I'm gliding. You can feel the damn fire in each line spilling from the mind. And if I was a tree, then I might be pine. 'Cause that's what it meant to be. It is my identity. Since Gethsemane, I'm sending heat back to the end of heat. Because of entropy, end of the universe, like a bee. Going back inside the hive, like a bee to the queen, all back in time. But that's just the circumstances of what my mind is just demanding. I'm trying to enhance the beat by the speed of this nightly lance, and I might stand higher if I could find the right pyre on which to burn. It's the light of the highest star, like I was a pirate and I was stealing everything I need. Like I was stealing sheep so I could feed, because I need all of the bleating sheep so that I can meet my needs. It's like on the high seas, I need piracy, it's lunacy to me. If I don't have the light of the moon, that's what I choose to do. Okay, that was way too fast. Let's slow it down a little bit. Try again. Alright, 5 more random words. Improvised rap. MC radio rental. No, you can't have my toast. The kitchen is closed. Yeah, I'm not trying to boast, but when it comes to chef stuff, I'm the most. I'm the greatest, I'm not trying to gloat, but when I shine, I glow. And I'm protected by a moat, so you can't sneak in and take it, you stoat. And we're all in a tube, and I'm starting to fume. I'm so angry, I'm stuck on the glue, and I need inspiration from my muse. And it's the emotion that I'm feeling on this roller coaster. On the ocean I'm floating, I'm like a piece of dust, I'm a moat, and it's just the way it is, physics. It's like the ice cream, we lick it. It's like a strange mixture, physics. This shit is kind of ridiculous, but I'm just trying to find the energy. I'm just trying to put it where it's meant to be. I'm just trying to send the heat from Gethsemane, prevent entropy, and there's no debating the way of the ages. It's like we was famous, and it's like we're trying to reach greatness, and when we're old we might get a pension, otherwise our height is ending. That's what we are sending. Like resentment, if we're together you know it's a partnership, and I'm trying to spit some harder shit. You know we're all a part of it, because in the unity, the larder kid, we gotta share all the food we got. Otherwise we will all be lost. We'll all be walking in fog. We might trip over a damn log, then we might be eaten by a frog or a dog. And you might say, rog is a word, but it's not. So don't try to confuse me, dog. Alright, new word. 5 more random words. You say you need some proof, but I just seem aloof. So I put up a roof, otherwise we won't have to choose whether we stay wet or dry. If you need weird rhymes, I'm your guy. If I need vitamin C, get some lime. And that's why I'm standing in the light. And if I'm not speaking quiet, I might shout. And we are routed if we are running away from battle. We're trying to get away like we're cattle. And I need some breakfast, because that's the best of all of the 4 meals. Like in a sawmill when we're cutting the timber for 4 fields. We're trying to make it too complicated. I'm not just one man, but an army. And you know that the words are pretty charming. If I had a lot of plants, it's farming. And or you might just call it gardening. And I'm trying to enhance it with every line, every stanza. I put on my pants to do a dance, and I will grant everything you need because I'm benevolent. And you know the rhymes are endless, benevolent. I'm sending it. Alright, different beat. Let's keep going. 5 more random words. 5 more random words. Welcome Death by Sea Toast. Thanks for joining in the chat. You know I got to give you what you need, doses. You know I got to get near closeness. And I is the motion of the ocean. I'm not trying to boast cause I'm just making inquiries. Like the rising heat. Like the firing scene. It's what I like to be. But if we're real sad, we're experiencing misery. That is what you mean to me. And we might find pride if we had a mane like we was a lion. And we was feeling inspired like the light firing from the pyre. And we might have incisors so that we can grind on the lion. Cause we are a cannibal lion. We are eating the spine of all of our own family. It's a catastrophe. We are handling everything badly. But I need the meat. I need it so that I can eat. So that's what I'm doing. And I'm not choosing. It is the way that I am. I can't eat pork and I can't eat ham. Only kind of meat that I need is a piece of that lion. I'm inspiring and I'm firing. And you know the heat, it is rising by the size of my incisors. I'm trying. Like we're living in a mosque and we don't have a little, we just have a lot. Like a rolling stone that gathers no moss. Like you were saying that it's impossible, but I'm gonna foster you like I was in the porridge too. We're all swimming in the breakfast, and you know the oats are endless. And if it's too fire, we might be burned. And if we're in school, we all have to learn. Like we got a perm. And we need it, we yearn for it, and so that's why we search for it. We learn for it. Learn, burn. Like CERN, like the place with the synchrotron, like the place with the Higgs boson, like we're flowing on the flotation, finding a photon so we can mosey on to whatever place we want to be in any of the goddamn 4 seasons, so that we can lean on whatever we need to achieve our dreams. Alright, that was a bit shit. Let's try again. Alright. 5 more random words, 5 more random words, 5 more random words. Alright. Try to keep it simple. We haven't got a lot of it, it's a deficit. Whatever I said before, I meant it, kid. And it's coming down like snow. And the winds are starting to blow. And we're starting to slow. We can't keep up, and we both know that this is not sustainable. But we can't break it, it's ingrained. How are we gonna change? It's all coming out the membrane of my brain. It's starting to fray, and the rhymes are starting to get lame. But how can we change? How can we light the flame? My infinite rage is starting to spit from the page, and if we need louses, we might need housing. And I'm just complaining, just grousing. Like a foundling, like an orphan, out in the mountains. And we might have to choke them like we were Palpatine, like we were Snoke, and paid by pennies or by groats. It's like an explosion. And I'm playing the card. I'm saying that I'm rhyming hard. Like I was keeping the lard in the larder, like I was some kind of farmer, like I was trying to rhyme harder, like I was trying to rhyme sharper. But what would you rather? Being part of a lame rhyme, or if you were first? Like you's given birth. Like you's Colin Firth. Like you's on the earth. But you know we're well healed. Whatever you believe, we're in feels. Cause we're catching some feels. And we're keeping it real. Like we was Jessica Biel. Like an even keel. but you know we'll never budge. You know we're gonna make yum stuff like it was fudge. Like we had a grudge. And we were tugging on the boat so that we could get home. Otherwise we are never going to float. Like we was a piece of dust, we was a mote. And we were paying by the groat. And if we weren't tall, we might be short. And we want more. And we're taking form ever since we was born. And I'm going to enhance it until you were all feeling in trances. Like you were putting on your pants so you could do a dance like a knight with the lance. And we're eating steak. Or maybe that was a mistake. Like it was fake. Like it wasn't real and it wasn't that great. Like we wanted the grail. Like we was blind and we was reading braille. Like we were wearing chain mail. Like we were failing. Like we weren't succeeding. Like we were starving and were hardly eating. How else can we serve it when we're in a car and we might swerve it? Like we was breaking the surface like a killer and we were murdering. But you know that's wrong. You know the rhyme's short or the rhyme is long. You know it's like a game of ping pong. You know if you stink you might start to pong.
Monkey.
Alright, let's try again. 5 more random words, this is my delivery. This is what I am meant to be. I'm causing a panic, I'm starting to cause some havoc. I have it, don't lack it. This magic. If I'm firing this missile, I might remind you of my style. Cause we're taking a file to get all the spikes off, we will grind them. By the size my incisors. Like we were lying from my eyes down to my spine. Like I'm chewing on the pork rind. And did I even mention that this is a test so you better have retention? And you know the rhymes are endless? Simplify. So you know that I will promote it. It's this amazing new lotion. It's gonna feel like the sea that you float on. It's like a magical potion. And you know I'm the minister, everything I start, you know I finish it. Every sentence, kid, everything I say that I'm mentioning. And if I'm on a ship, then you know there's a crew. And if I have it, then I'm never gonna lose. We're gonna hold it together like glue. We're gonna come together like we were fused. If I swear, I say damn. If a sheep, I'm a lamb. If an explosion, go blam. If I'm a finger, I'm a hand. And this is my preoccupation, that everybody who lives in the nation is never gonna feel any hesitation in putting me in a manger. And I might have to sweep it if I don't believe it. I seize it in any of the 4 goddamn seasons. I'm breathing and I hit the bottle like I was a bottle. Hoddle. Roddle. What rhymes with bottle? Sozzle? What rhymes with bottle? I forgot all. And you know that I'm organized. That's why I organ grind. And my behind is so right when I'm in the light. And if I fly, I do aviation. I'm deranged in my brain, insane, cause if I throw it, I hurl it like a sail on a ship unfurling. Yeah, coddle sort of rhymes with bottle. Yeah, that's probably what I should have said. That's probably the closest. Alright, let's do another fast one. I like can't even keep up, but I don't care. We're gonna cling on by the skin of our teeth. Let's see what we can do. Yeah, and it's like a fountain. We can climb it like it's a mountain. Like we can pounce on everything that we need on the mountain. If I'm not nice, then I might be cruel. Like I's not wise, I'm a fool. Like I was playing pool and I hit the cue with my own stool. That would be dumb, but I don't care, it's really fun. I'm standing under the sun, and if I can't walk then I might have to run. And I guess I'm rapping to the audience, they want a little bit more of it. And I don't want to force it, so I just have to find the tomato sauce. And it's like radio, and I don't rate the glow. I need to turn down the light, otherwise I'm blind in my eyes. And if you're not my friend, you might be my acquaintance. If please excuse my lateness, but that's the cost of my greatness that I'm regaling through the ages. And I might have to extend it, because you know that I don't want to end it. And if I said it, then you know that I meant it. And I rent it if I can't afford it at the time. But in good time, you know I will find everything I need so that I can sign on the check, so I spelt it right. This is not the real song, it's just a tribute, and it will miss you if you don't imbue it with the energy that you need to combat the damn entropy. So I just need some preparation, so I can fix the whole nation. I'm gonna reduce it, ablation, until you are dead, you're having cremation. And I might have to stretch it, so the line will be endless. And I will send it, everything after I meant it. 5 more random words, it's a swarm. It's a whole bunch of bees at the door. They've crawled up right onto the lawn ever since the day that they were born. And they are taking on a new form. And I might be like a sheep shorn. And I might have to make a roar like I was a lion. I'm at the morn. Alright, let's keep going. Let's keep going. Alright, this one's a little bit more chill. We really made the mistake of doing all the fast beats. But let's keep going. You know I'm not bad at this. That's why I'm unhanding kids and I'm landing this plane on the grass. So that's why I fly so fast. And if I need the skill, I have the competence. If I know the truth, I have the knowledges. If I need the sea, I got oranges. I put it in my porridge cause it's so delicious. I'm like Sid Vicious, and this shit is kind of ridiculous. It's like a vicious animal when I eat all the cannibals. I'm like a cannonball. Lyrically, it's what it's meant to be. Spiritually, miracle, spiritual, lyrical individual in the swimming pool. So you know that I fit the full. But I'm exempted so that I don't cause the resentment. We fight entropy, so it's endless. Everything I say, you know I meant it. And I cause conflict and I cause the drama. If I hurt you, I might harm you. I'm like growing the plants like a farmer. And if I was a singer, I'd be a bard. Like I was healing the party, like I was healing everyone in the army. And if I was passing gas, I might be farting like SARS living in Russia, or maybe before that when it was Prussia. Like it was a bunch of water, it's gushing, and I'm not fussy, I'm just fusty. If I was attacking, I might be prosecuting. I'm disabusing you of your views that you're choosing to abuse. Suze. So whatever you got, you lose it, cause you're such a damn nuisance. It's like fusion when you take the two, you put them together with glue. And I'm trying to be so productive, and I'd throw up my hands and say fuck it. I'm just gonna cause a damn ruckus. Put up a thing and say suck it. I know we're all gonna cower when we all see a higher damn power. We'll have to shout louder and blow up all the gunpowder. And I just don't want to sit on the fence. I want to put all the residents all together in the place where they reside in. I'm firing, and if it's not real, then it's just possible. It's what it is. What rhymes with possible? Possible. I don't know what rhymes with possible. Fossil. Yeah, alright. But you know that the world is spinning on the axis, and all this acid is like lactic. And you know it's not small, it's massive. And that's why gravity has captured the whole orb. It's spinning like a storm. It's taking a strange new sort of form, and it's molten, and it will soar through the void of space. And you saw it as it's soaring through the maw of the whole galactic core. And it's like a flying saucer, it's defying gravity, bricks and mortar, all out of order. I'm gonna force it like the four forces of the order. It's like the paucity of the yaw as it's spinning round through the door, and I abhor anything that claws its paws across the door of the cosmic force of what I enforce, and I'm breaking all the laws, and I know that Morse is a strange code all of the way through the strange flows, and it's going through space like a boat, and I'm firing like a roast, and I'm like toast because I am slightly burnt, and if it's too burnt on one side then turnt, you gotta turn it because it's burning, and I learned it in the kitchen, a furnace, and you know the rhyme's surging, and we're purging all of the crap out of the back of my brain so that I can stand again, get out the stains, like the sultanas, the raisins, the grains that I'm engraved with, the flavors that I savor. I'm gonna raise it, Cain and Abel. I feel like, all right, let's try the first one. All right, that was pretty good. Thank you, Death by Sea Toast, for the enthusiasm. Love it. Yo, we're not a gas, we're just solid. Everything we need, we'll find it, we'll forage. And that is my policy for ending all the monotony, cause there's lots of hate on top of the everything that we exist in. So we're gonna find the fitness so that we can escape it and we can resist it. If I say hello, you know that you're welcome. Like talcum powder, it's like the sound that we're resounding, and I got it, I found it, and if I say it again, I repeat it. And you know that I am elite, kid, because we don't need rhyme or reason, winter or fall or spring or any season. And if I climb the mountain, then I'm at the peak, because I am the best and I am elite, because I can rise by the power of my feet. And you know when I say hello that I greet. Whether in the rain or the sleet, I'm gonna find the line with the beat. And you know that I beat like the beetroot, right? But it's the presence, and I am endless. I'm giving out gifts, and I am presence, endless. And if I say it, then I meant it, and I'm just trying to inspire entertainment. I'm just trying to go against the grain, and like I was famous, and I was trying to reside like a Haitian in Haiti, in the... fuck. So pack your suitcase, because there's no way to escape if we don't bring all the right place. Fuck. Alright. Alright, different one. Let's keep going. Alright. Farmer random words. We're in an argument, and we're farming it. We're making it worse with every swerve, with every beat on the earth. And I just want to make a fantasy that we are unhanding heat, like the mandibles that can't hold a candle to the... It's like a mandible holding a candle to the... What, right? Mandible candle. I got a handle on the candle. Alright. Farmer random words. Yo, I write it all down in a letter, and I've got the metal. That's why I press send all, out like a Jenna or a Kendall. And if I don't have it, then I might lose it. If I put it together, it might be fusion, and I might have to choose it. I'm pulling a joke, it's a ruse, and I'm so polite cause I've got manners, and I can fix it cause I've got a spanner, and I've got a canner. Whoop ass so I can grant you any wish that you have. I might have to grab anything that I need so I can stand all of the situations that are inflamed by the grace of the Haitians. And I might have to thank you, or I might have to spank you, or have to give you a hanky so that you can blow your nose in the Andes. That was pretty crap, but the chorus is screaming that we want more of this sort of sauce that I'm pouring. So I might have to resort to force so we can abhor everything that doesn't quite pour everything that breaks the laws, everything that's written in code like Morse. And it might not be useful, but at least it is useful. But I'm effusive with the music, gotta choose it, and I might have to lose it. I don't rue it, and if I got the smarts, I got intelligence. If I was superior, then I might be better than all of the deference that we are yeah. If I don't in it, then I'm in a habitat. If I don't have it, then I am lacking that. And I sat on that when I got the cabinet. If I have money, then I am financial. If I got a lot, then I have a handful. If I crunch it in my mandible, then I break it like it was a candle. And I have zero, whether I was great or I was just a hero. And I might have a Fearow, which is a Pokemon, and I don't... Yeah, alright, I feel like we're running out of steam. Let's do a slower beat, Useful with useful. Some truly groundbreaking rhymes today, for sure. 5 more random words, 5 more random words. 5 more random words, 5 more random words. Alright. You know that we all need the voters, because they are the chosen. They float on the ocean, so they can feel the motion with the lotion. And if I have characteristics, they're traits. If I'm not on time, I am late. I put the food on my plate, and if it's bad, then I don't say great. And if I have all the gear like Jermaine Greer, or if I'm like King Lear drawing near, if I appear suddenly, I appeared, and if I'm far away, then I'm not near. And I have a whole collection of votes in this whole election. I got an infection in every direction. If it's not concave, then it's convection. And I might be sectioned if I don't get the inflection I mentioned. And if I can't even flow it, how am I finding the signs of this poem? Like I was pouring the poem, the mow it, I'm never slowing. And I'm careful where I tread, 'cause I don't want to send anything that I meant that you might resent. So I'm careful with every sentence, 'cause you know I sent it. When I say it, then you know I meant it. If I give it to you, I lent it, so you better give it back in the end. That's just my recommendation, 'cause I'm savoring every flavor. If I don't create it, I don't make it. But if I don't repair it, then I don't make it or break it. It's causing gyrations and elation engraved on my grave so that you can escape it. But I'm getting pretty stubborn. If I cover my hand, I got a glove on. And I put it up in the oven so I can cook it, every witch in the coven. And it is pretty definite that I am gonna mend it. And that I'm gonna send it. We're repeating ourselves with no content. If I am breathing, I'm using my lungs. If I'm enjoying myself, I'm having fun. If I'm not walking, then I might have to run. Every bit of photon under the sun. And if I don't lack it, I use new tactics. I run so fast with the lactic acid. If we're kissing, then we might be macking. And if I'm causing chaos, I'm causing some havoc. If I'm a farmer, then I might use a mattock. And if I had a bit of haggis or haddock, then it's a fishy situation, and I'm making elation and gyrations. And if I have raisins, I have currants, because I'd like to current. I don't know what rhymes with current. Current, durrent, lurrent, gurrent, hurrent, surrent, zurrent. What rhymes with current? I don't even know. 5 more random words, I only got 2 knees. That's what you're meant to be, that's what I'm meant to be. And I'm resenting heat, so every lent, fuck. If I'm saying bad words, I am offending. If I'm not stopping, then I'm never ending. If I was a postman, I am sending. If I'm tearing, I'm rending. And I can put in categories every story that you're forming. At the door I'm storing every piece of lore that you need to keep me on fleek. I'm like a chimpanzee in the green, everything purple, drink like the lean. And if I'm happy then I might feel some glee, and if I'm drunk I might have to lean, and I might gleam like the light you see. Like on high I'm rising so that I'm in the heat, like I have reasons and seasons that I dream of. If I'm in the sea then I might be swimming. If I'm not losing I might be winning. I might have fins so that I can swim without any sins, because I make all the right choices in the moisture, in the voices that I need to speak in. Like a leak kid, but if I had 4 hooves I'm a horse, and if I'm in a code I speak in Morse. If I was a dog I'd have 4 paws, and if I was a lion I would roar. Alright, let's try that again. I feel like this is like the right speed that we can keep up with. Thank you, Death by Sea Toast. Farmer random words. I'm a creature of circumstance, that's why I've got all my hands and all my pants so that I can dance. Whether I'm in the fire or the lance, or the grants that I need to survive, that's what's funding my research life. That's why I'm rising on high, so that I don't have to cry up in the sky, and I reserve every surface I swerve on. That's why I am murmuring with the learnings that I'm teaching, and I will beseech you with reason so that I can seize on everything I need to be on fleek. And I'm bleating like a sheep with rhyme or reason every season. My appearance is like a breeze because it's windy, see, and I like to rise with the heat in the freedom. This is just nonsense at this point. And we're like a strange trolley problem, like it's philosophical knowledge, like we was eating the porridge, whether it's hot or warm or just cold. Yeah, right. But that's closed. So we're so closed. It's just a boast. It's the beauty of the rose. By any other name it would still be famous. Raising Cain like, hey, it's greatness, until the fire is blazing. That's what I'm saying. If I was a monkey I might have a tail. If I wasn't succeeding I might fail. If I was blind then I might read in braille. If I had a seat I'd be on a sail. And I might be elite. If I had any more than 2 feet, I could run so fast I'd feel the heat, the air resistance, friction in the deep. And if I had to take it down, use a filter. If I had a hole I might have to fill it. If I had grain I might have to mill it. If I was relaxed I would just be chilling. If I wasn't used I'd be a user. If I was abused I'd be an abuser. If I was a lose then I'd be a loser. If I was a break in the bank I'd be a ruser. That didn't really make all that much sense, but does that really matter in the end? Are we not just trying to fend for ourselves till the end? If like our brain was bent, whether a lady or gent, we're just trying to survive like in the bent, hand, rent, zent. What else rhymes with that? But it doesn't matter, I'm making the batter, so the cake, work it up in a lather. We're gonna get a Pokemon, so we will capture. So we will grow a bit fatter, and we might have to fire a gat at a little fly, so it will go splat, and then it's gonna die and it won't matter. Baking the cake batter, and if we slay it, we might have to betray it. And we are braying like a donkey, so you know that we're greater. And I'll see you later, and if we have post, we might need a stamp. If we're gonna clap, we might need some hands. If we do research, might need some grants. It's just for the bants, and it's all just advertising. I'm doing alright, I am thriving, and you know that I am admiring the light in your eyes and your incisors. Oh my, your teeth are so shiny, and your eyes and you're tiny. Blimey, I can't rise, see, because I'm lying down on my piney soil, cause we're in the forest and the trouble and toil has all this knowledge of the porridges full of all of this oranges. So I got the vitamin C so my gums don't bleed. I can see everything that I need right before me. That's why I'm forming this force, see? I got the force, so I'm like a horse when I rise from it all. I'm gonna canter away, and I'm gonna banter. I'll say everything that happened in my strange day, and you'll hardly believe that my face is so great. Despite the glaze and the glare in my face, I got hair in my space. Hui. Alright, let's keep going. I think... Alright, fuck it, fast one. I have no fear, because I am a seer. I see the future, I know what's coming, so I don't have to be running. And if I was being a leader, I might find a seizure that I'm gonna put myself in like epilepsy. And you know that the rap is getting heavy. It's just continuation, the flame that we are all blazing. We're just on the trail, like we reading the braille, like we was blind and we couldn't see everything that we could believe. We just breathe and then we exhale. Everything comes out of us like a gale. And if you want the cardio, you've got to exercise. You got to get it in life. And I might find in good time with lemons and lime. I might rise and you are so nice. You're beautiful. You don't just take one, you choose it all. And you fuse it all, you put it all together, unity with it. Ball is what is called a sphere, like your name was Jermaine Greer. And you had no fear, and you were arrogant, and you were just leer. We're just trying to breathe, we're just trying to feel. We're just like a seal, with appeal, like the appeal and the peel of an orange, like you're putting it up in a sausage or a porridge. You've got a lot of food, so I hope you don't disabuse. Alright, that was fucking terrible. Let's go back to this beat. Jesus Christ. Alright. Let's try and be slightly more sensible, slightly more consistent. Welcome Noah Webb to the chat. Let's go. Find more random words. I won't cause destruction, I won't cause any disjunction. I just want to function. The runt of the litter, but still a big hitter. Everything I throw, you know I never miss it. You know that my missus gets kisses. In the litter is a cat, and you know that it's got fat because we feed it too much. How is that? But at least it's got a nice hat. That's why it gets pats. And we're at the train station, causing elation, causing greatness. Like a celebrity is famous. And you know they pay us. And you know we raise it like Cain and Abel. In the stable. We just make it. Like the Lakers, and if I'm getting cold then I might wear a sweater, so I can stay warm in any damn weather. If I wrote a message then I'm gonna send it, and if I wrote it then you know that I meant it. And I got so many daughters, and we keep them all in storage, inside the bricks and mortar. That's the strange force that we formed, because you gotta protect them, like the president that's elected. And you know that we send it. Energy is pent up. And we might have to tear everything that's in our way, like the hair, like the juice of the pear, like the hair of the damn bear. But you know you don't see it much, rare. Like between eyes we might stare. Like a pair, like there was two. Like it was fair or unfair. There's no escape, there's no bear. Like we care. Like we might have to change it. The dominatrix of the ages is changeless. And if I find it then I might be a detective. And I might spit invective. I take it then send it. If I say it I meant it. And if I'm too hairy I might have to shave. If I'm not scared, I'm brave. And if I lost it, I had it, but then I don't have it, I lack it. And if I speak up, I might be spokesperson. If it's not better, it might not be worth it. It's not temporary, it's permanent. And the energy's surging, so we got to find a bit of humanity. Like it was a sea creature, manatee. That's what is we're meant to be. We're sending heat from Gethsemane. We're just trying to send out some sound that has a bit of meaning, that sounds profound. Like a sphere, it is round. Like a dog, it might go to the pound. And if it's real nice, then we might say it's elegant. It's all grey and big like an elephant. If we got a letter, then you know we're sending it. And you know that we meant it. And if we got rules, we might have the guidelines. If we're all delicious in the limelight, we might find that pork rind in good time becomes more delicious than anything inside your refrigerator. So see you later. If we have a fire, we blaze it and we raise it. And it's gonna be like a raisin, cause we took all the moisture out of this Slater. It's like the bug, and you know, against the grain, it's gonna be greater, like the blaze from the fire, the pyre that we light into the sky, so the light fills up the lighter. We're just fucking freestyling off the dome, and you don't know where it's gonna go with this flow, so I'm gonna glow like a firefly, and I might fly into the sky, and it's like multimedia. It's not just sound, I'm seeing ya, because it's every sense, and you know it's endless, and you know it's pent up. Whew. Lars says your rhymes have gotten a lot better these past few weeks. Thank you, Lars. I think practice works. Practice makes it better. Thanks so much for joining in, Death by Sea Toast. Appreciate the nice words. Have a good one. See you next time. Thanks, folks. We're gonna keep rapping for a while, though. I just need some food. I won't disabuse you of your views. If I don't have it, I lose it. And I choose to have a muse. That's what inspires the fire. If I don't tell the truth, I'm a liar. By the sight of my incisors, I might be rising on high, cause you know my bite is pretty strong, and you know that my rhymes go pretty long. That's why I'm singing this song. It goes back and forth like a game of ping pong. I don't know right from wrong, so I might have to find stronger laws to follow. Like I was a hobbit and I'm living in a burrow. And if I have a ship, I have a vessel. What rhymes with vessel? By the might of my metal, I'm gonna hold it together. I will end all of the evil inside, and I have to find a better rhyme. And I can see 3D, cause I've got 3 eyes inside my own mind. And if it's not real, it's just a facade. If I don't go weak, I might go hard. Like the hair will part, like the Red Sea in Moses' time. But we're suffering inflation. Reduce it, oblation, like we're attacked by aliens who try to stamp out our greatness. And if I don't hold it, I might drag it, stag it, lag it, panic, haddock. Alright, let's go back. Alright. Let's try again. 5 more random words. 5 more random words. Alright, improvised rap. Let's go. Improvised rap off the top of the head. Alright. You know the rhymes, they are in me, filtered out like the kidney. Like it was just middling, like it was small, it was piddling. But it's worldwide, it's global. That's why we are slow, all of the fast things, so it is slower, and I might make glass blower. But that's just lacking context, and I'll explain what was next. I am positive that you stole all of my lozenges and oranges. That's the source of my awesomeness. Now I have a paucity of awesomeness, the source I need to source all of the stuff in storage, and the sulfur is too explosive. We're gonna disappear like we're ghosting. It's got the majority, the most of the ocean, so we can float on everything we need to see through the sleet. Like the hail, like the rain, like the breeze, like the cheddar and the tasty and the cheese. It's what I need, all of that dairy. But if we got too much muscle, we might have to struggle. Because too much muscle means no flexibility. So how are you meant to be in Gethsemane? You're sending hate, resenting me. So how are you meant to be? It's pretty hard to survive sometimes, so you gotta rise on high, and I never lie. I only tell the truth, I explain it plain so you can grasp it. And it's never like harder, it's like diamonds in the larder, and we find it down in the mines. We can see it by its shine. We chomp on it like pork rind, and I find it in my own mind, and I might have to reside on high. We're just repeating ourselves, and I gotta slow down. You know that I got too much knowledge, and I keep it inside my porridge, and it's kinda scary, it's monstrous. Like delicious fondant. Well, that sorta rhymed, but the flavor I can save it in time. And I'm putting my phaser to stun, so that my laser won't cause fun. And you know that I like to run, so I can find the honey, and I make puns. And I find my suitcase, and I might pack it in no less than 2 ways, so that I can reduce haze with a light so I get through the day. And this rhyme is weak, but I don't mind, like a vegetable leak. Every single day, 7 of them is a week. And I'm eating all the wheat, and if I have rap, it is just a hobby. And if we got politicians in a lobby, you know that they are robbing everything that we need to say strong, see? And if we're staying to the rules, it's compliance. If we're not telling the truth, it's just lying. Like we're stealing, like we was pirates, like it's the house in which we're residing. If we're sitting down, then we might have a chair. If we was a bear, we might live in a lair. And if we can't stand it, we just can't bear it. Like a pair of grapes sitting on a lake. If you set them on fire, then they are ablaze. If you can't see them cause they're in the haze. If they're not good, then they're hardly great. And if you insult someone, you're blamed. Starting a blaze, rising like rays, eating like graze. And if I say it, you know it's a statement. I'm just trying to grasp some greatness, like the fire that's blazing. It's kind of amazing. I wrote it all down like it was a book. You wouldn't even see, wouldn't even look. You're just sulking, you're having a sook, like a game of chess with the rook. But you know what you took. Native, famous with the flavor. I'm unfazed, kid. And if it's inspiration, you might have a flash. If your teeth are grinding, you might gnash. If you're attracted, you might crash. If you're aggressive, then you might bash. If you put it together, then you might mash. Like a potato in the cash. Why did you put potato on your money? That's not very funny. Bad prank, man. Alright. Find more random words, I find my location. It is the derangement of this strange station. We're taking sultanas and making them raisins, and if we both choose it, it is mutual. And if we move, then we've got a groove on. And if we have but we won't lose it, we might be moving like a glue on, like a subatomic particle, like an explosion that'd harm us all. It's like a farmer who would farm us all, or like a spark that starts us all. And if we know the lay of the land, we see it all. And if we are abhorred, then we are appalled. And if we don't have enough, we don't have more. And if we get eaten, we fall into the maw. And if the taxman takes it from our hands, we might be angry, might need some pants. Otherwise, we might take a mean stance. And every stanza is getting hands of iron are what we need to grasp onto the lion. We'll ride the feline to the plains, and otherwise our brain will go all deranged. 5 more random words, it's like a great fountain. It's like water had formed a strange mountain. And we wear a necklace in no less than 10 ways. You can wear it on your neck, wear it on your foot, wear it on your hand, wear it on a little book, wear it in the chimney, put it in a little nook, put it back to the place from which you took it. And if you won't have it, you might have a look in. And if you're sulking, then you might have to sook it. But the 10th place you can put the necklace is wrap it around your own brain. And I have so preference to find my own deference. That's why I don't even mention it. I wrote it down, I'm not even sending it. If I'm from the country, I might be provincial. What rhymes with provincial? It's like an individual who came from the country, so you clash the symbols, and that's my personality, my character. Like the cake batter in the strange lather, I can't fathom where it all came from. It's outrageous, so you better change it, but my favorite is a sharp gradient, like an acute triangle that's been mangled, cause the geometry is beyond my knowledge, see, so this porridge is full of orange, and that's why I wrap it up inside a sausage. But you know we all need land, that's why we have 2 hands, that's why we can count up to 1,000,000, that's why a desert has so much sand. That's why we are fanned by the palm trees, alarming bystands. That didn't really make sense, but it's okay in the end. Dollars and cents. We don't have resentment. We're not... Fuck. I think we're gonna have to end soon, but we'll do a bit more. Alright. Yeah. 5 more random words. 5 more random words. 5 more random words. 5 more random words. We start with the basics, take the cake and then you might lace it, roll it up and then you might blaze it, try to get well known and get famous. You can feel the weight, it's like you're underwater in the lake. It's like destiny, like fate. Like your name was Pate and it wasn't all at once, it was just gradual. You thought that you had it all, but you lost it all and couldn't tell the difference. Turns out identity is all in the appearance, and if it's not water, it might be oil. You might be in trouble, do some toil, until it bubbles and boils, until like the sea it roils. You could sit on a stool, but you might be down and you might look a fool. You might have to pull on the tug of war so you don't lose. That didn't quite rhyme, but I might exploit it. Even if the line and rhymes are disjointed. Even if the rain falls, cause some moisture. Even if you're foist on everything you keep, you still stay elite. Even if together you might meet. Even if you send it, you don't lend it. You know I meant it, and you know what I rhyme with the word knowledge. I might mention porridge or an orange. I might even stretch it, wrap it in a sausage. I might have to suck it like it was a lozenge. But I got such admiration for everybody surviving in this nation. Even if we roll it up and then we blaze it. Even if we fake it until we make it. And if we were innocent, we might be acquitted. Even if we roll it up and then we lit it. Even if it's hot, wear some mittens. How else are we gonna resist it? If we go away, we might slowly fade until nobody can remember the day when you and I together were awake. They thought that that day would never change, but we feel it, we're so sensitive. And we sensitive meant it in the sensitive, resented it. We resented it, sensitive. We mended it. We're so sensitive, so it broke our heart, but then we mended it. And we should really maybe not blaze it because of what it says in the sacred ages. It's like electrical tasers. It's like sultanas and raisins, and if we promise, you know that we pledge it. If we get close to the end, we might edge it. If I say it, then you know I meant it. So please don't resent it, and if we try to convince, we might just have to get some belly button lint and clear our heads with a bit of mint. And if it's a lot of water, it might be a river. If you got some arrows, put them in your quiver. If you got too much alcohol, liver. So never resist it. And if you got to go to sleep, put up under a roof from the sleet. If you get together, then you might have to meet. If you need to eat some meat. But if you are too pedestrian, you're not on a horse, so get equestrian. But that's just a detail. I don't want to confuse you or derail. What you're wearing, it's like the chain mail. Like you're blind reading in braille, and you have just so much emotion. It's so smooth, it's like the lotion. It's like we are exploding and flowing. Like Kaiser Soze in no less than 10 ways. And if we find it, we discovered it. Encourage it so that we can all do it together, kid. We don't want to get lost alone in the mist. And if we fall, we might have to stumble. Then we'll lose our pride, have to be humbled. But we're just a clerk. If we get killed, we might be murked. And if we... Where are you sending me? I'm a doctor and I got the remedy. It's all the pent-up hate in Gethsemane. And if we don't know the right rhyme, then decide it. If you haven't found it, just find it. Thank you, Lars. I agree. Belly button lint does need more representation. Alright. Five more random words. The magician is lasting. I cast my spell and I cast it. If I'm not eating, then I'm fasting. If I gotta ship a sail, I will mast it. With the armor, I will harden in tartan, 'cause I'm Scottish and I got knowledge, and I wrap it back to porridge and orange. And if I have the money, then I might have the credit. If I said it, then you know that I meant it. And I might get stubborn. Like an eraser I rub on to get away the inscription I wrote. And I float like I was a loat or a loam. Like a floating... Like, what do you call the lily pad? There's a word for that, but I can't find it, man. It doesn't matter. It's not like a cake with a batter. It's not like a bug on the windscreen that splatters. But if we're getting together in a wedding... What are we peddling? Wedding? Sending? Bedding? Yeah, bedding, obviously. After the wedding is the bedding. Dreading. But if it's a magic, it might be a trick. And if it was a seal, then it might be slick. If it was mortar and bricks. If it's an illness, it's sick. And if we have problems, get a therapist. Like the hair of it. Like the bear with the paws. And I don't like it, I abhor it all. And if it's all by chance, you know that it's random. And if you're walking out, get your pants on. It's like Brandon Sanderson is a fan of the mansion of Marilyn Manson. And you know that he puts hands on everything that he can grasp, so he lasts. So he lives on a farm, so he don't fast. He got all the food he needs. Up in the larder, see, he's got the lard on heat so that he can breathe it in every season. And if you got the message, and you might have to inject it. If you got it, post it, send it. Otherwise you'll cause some resentment. And you know that I meant it, and all people want is a little approval. Or just to be useful. That's why we move to the music, and if we don't use it, you know we might lose it. And if we climb the tallest mountain, we will unlock the most beautiful fountain. And we might pound on the doors of heaven's gate, but there's no ways that we can get inside. We don't find the right rhyme, so we will never reside on high. And we might find a higher light, it's divine. We just have to pine for the place that we want to be in, because everything we have is fleeting. It's like the changing of seasons, it's like a dream that we wake up from. We can't escape, but we can't chuck on any kind of armor that we need, because it's harder to breathe. We all have to leave eventually, like the leaves drop from a tree. It's like the sheep that are born as a lamb, then they die in the heat. Everything ends entropy, it's the end of heat eventually. It's sending me, regretfully. 5 more random words. Preparation for the day that we will all blaze, 'cause we're making hay while we can, but eventually it'll dam. Like the water it falls, it's disordered. It's like the bricks and mortar. What sort of force could enforce this chaos? It's like we lost our jobs, like the layoffs. If we grab it, then we might have to seize it. It like fall any season, without meaning. Browning, then greening. Founding, then leaning. Blind and then seeing. Waking and dreaming. All the ingredients. Oh my god, the fast one again? There's no way this is gonna work. Let's do it anyway. 5 more random words, you know we're parting. If I don't find the food in my larder, if I'm not too soft, I might be harder. I'm like a charmer, 'cause we got to hold the door, stop it all. Otherwise we're all gonna fall into the moor. I don't wanna be boring, tot langweilig. I'm residing on high sea. And we're all remaining, even though we're breaking. And we're staining, and we're noisy, donkeys are braying. Killing and slaying, but it's all the same, it's regular. That's why we're sending her. It's all hard and it's firm. It's like the boat and it's stern. 'Cause we're all a community. Or at least that's what we used to be. But then there was a mutiny. Suddenly we're abusing me, and everything changed, everything's deranged. The membrane is torn, it's all in my brain. Everything's gone insane against the grain. There's no way, work it up, break like a lathe. It's indeterminate, everything that used to be permanent. It's like the energy is surging, and it's like burning. It's like a burning furnace. Everything is murderous. It's like it's carnivorous. Everything we were outside, we're into it, and it's minuscule. Everything that was big. So that's why this song I am singing, and it is kinda lingering. This song remains the same until the finish. And I just have to forage, because my style of getting food is modest. That's how I make my porridge, and I form it all into a lozenge, and it's pretty bad, and it might be a threat. Everything is coming close to the end. So we find a friend, and we hold on until the very end. Alright, that was okay. Alright. 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 5 more random words, 5 more random words. If I need a flavor, then I get a herb. If I don't know it, then I might have to learn. If I'm to the fire, I might have to burn. If I wasn't a man, I might be a girl. And if we started with this conception, I might break it like convection. And you know the rhyme won't stop, it is endless. And you know I say it, then I might have to mend it. And if I tell it, it might be a joke. I'm grabbed by the yoke. Like the egg yolk, like I was on the sea and I would just float. And if I was a building, I'd have architecture That's why I mention in this lecture the convection. If we make it higher, we erect it. If we discover it, we might have to cover it. Otherwise, it might be stolen. We might have to fold it like origami, like it was golden, like it was rock and it was molten. Like we're polled on everything that they want to know. That's how democratic knowledge flows. And if we have a number, we might have to count it. It's like water spraying from a fountain. If we climb the heights, we're on the mountain. If it's too many, it is uncounted. And if we got light, we might need a bulb. Like origami when we might fold. If we're like a lion, we're brave and bold. And if we're small, like fungus, like mold. And if we don't have it, then we might have to get it. And if we allow it, then we might let it. And if it breaks, then we might have to mend it. Energy is pent up, and if it's not food, it's metal. And by my metal, it's like the stinging plant, like a nettle. Like the flower with the petals. And if we're getting nearer, we might disappear. If we're like in Shakespeare, like King Lear. If we're getting close, getting near. If we're small, we're simply a mere appearance. Like a horse, a deer is strange in its fearness. Alright, whatever. If we got a picture, we might need a frame. If we got a insult, we might have to blame. If we're not strong, then we might be lame. If we were a donkey, we might be braying. And if we were confident, we might be assertive. Like we were cutting people up like a surgeon. If we were killing, then we might be a murderer. If we were a fire, then we might be a furnace. If we're gonna finish it, we might have to complete it. If we weren't good, then we might be evil. If we were great, then we might be in Eden. It's beautiful in every damn season. If we're gonna picture it, we paint it. If we're not on time, we might be late, cause a celebrity is famous, like a name was Hermione Granger. If we're not serious, we might be joking. If we got an egg, we might be yolking. If we're on the ocean, we might be floating. If we're on a ship, we might be boating. Five more random words. Five more random words. If I'm gonna steal it, I might rob it. If I'm gonna throw it, then I might lob it. If I'm looking for food, then I might forage so I can find some oats to put in my porridge. And if it's really real, then you know it happened. And you know we have been captured. If we got the acid like lactic, it's causing some havoc. If we're all engraved, we might be in the Matrix. And we're all trapped and we can never change it. Like shoes, we unlace them. Like blunts, we blaze them. And if it's not high, you know that it's low. And if it's like a river, then you know it flows. And if a volcano might have to blow phosphorescence, it might glow. And if I'm looking for some fish, I might find a delicious dish. And you know it glistens, and my mission is to find the shivers. And we might have to skip it. Like a mission. It is kind of ridiculous. This shit is glistening like the elegance of a fine china. And I might just have to remind you that I am some kind of pirate, and on high is where I'm residing. And if I was amphibian, I might be a frog. I might be living in a log, and I might be glistening like songs, and I might be victorious. Nah. It's all stimulation. This brain is kind of deranged, and it's like a lion that's caged, and I'm residing in the grains. I'm just trying to graze like a fire that will blaze. Like we're lost in a maze. Like we're being paid, and we are in pain, and we are engraved with a message so we all can be blazed. 5 more random words, I'm finding the answer. Like I was necromancer, and I put my hand on the lance so that I can fight all the pants. Or is it just fiction? Am I leaving? Is it dereliction? What is my true mission? Can we capture it in a picture? Are we trying to be smart? Is it have meaning? Is it art? Am I more like Marge or like Bart? Is this soft or hard? But if we're gonna make it, we might have to scrape it. like the NBA Lakers, like a pretty skilled player. But if we're not the same, then we might be different. If we don't start it, then we won't finish. It's the strangest of the picture, like that dereliction. If we cause pain, we might hit a nerve. And if we're in a car, then we might have to swerve. We might have to give a wide berth all across the goddamn earth. Otherwise, what is the worth? On the turf, and if I have an illness, I might have sickness. Maybe it is scabies or rickets. But I make an application to change it and to achieve some greatness. Alright. We're gonna do one more and then we're gonna wrap it up. We've been rapping for an hour. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll do it again later. Alright. Freestyle rap using random words. Alright. 5 more random words. I am feeling tired, so I might be retired. 'Cause we're no longer firing. I'm like a silent pirate. I'm admired, but now I'm mired. I'm stuck in a swamp and I'm lying. So how else can I find the right rhymes to fill your eyes with fire? That's right, we're in a slump. We're starting to feel sad and glum. I can't even hum, let alone rap, so what have I sung? Like the litter of the runt. Like stunted. Like fondant, stunted. But if we're not horizontal, then we're vertical. If I've already said it before, you've heard it all. And it's clear as crystal. And if you go away, I might miss you. And we might attract some strange books that we did lack. Whether it's fiction or fact. Whether it hits hard and impact. If we're gonna learn, need a teacher. Like Jack Reacher, with a pretty strange appearance as he's far away and growing nearer. And if we fall, we might fumble, we might go to the ground, we might tumble. It's like the thunder that rumbles. And if we say it, we make disclosure. We smooth it with lotion. We make a great potion magically, like the movement of the ocean. If we might make a boast, we might raise a glass and make a toast. We might claim to be the most. We might be the MC or host, and if it's Ionic or Doric, it is a column. Like my name was Colin and I was Farrell. That's kind of weird, but it's the constitution that we're using to juice the illusion that we're imbuing. Is it a constitution or an illusion? What are we abusing? What is this music? Really ruthless? What kind of strange fusion are we choosing to induce? It's kind of ruthless. But if we're noble, we're going home. So we might not have to be chose. It's like the strange sea foam. It's like the dirt, the loam between our toes. And if we were innocent, we might be a lamb. If we were pork, then we might be a ham. If we were 1,000, then we'd be a grand. Like we would do in handstands. And if I was deranged, then I might be in danger. If it was like Christ in a manger. Or like Hermione was a Granger. A celebrity was famous, and if we was a dog, we might be called Spot. It might not be a little, it lasts long. It's like the meaning of a song. It's like the strength that is strong, and if we say the truth, we might make a confession. And you know that we're sending all the energy to the end of heat, like the entropy ending exponentially. Mathematically, it's crap. Yeah, that's the truth, it's the crack in the fabric of space-time, in the lemons and lime without reason or rhyme. I shine like a diamond in the mind, and you might find I reside in a strange light. In a strange light it shines. Go out of your mind, and if we are thinking, we might have a thought, like the bricks and mortar that we fought for. It's the force that is sorting everything into nice order, into a great cathedral between the good and the evil. It's like the ambiguity that we're losing to this ruthless hate, so we gotta change the color, we will paint it, so it will last through the ages. It's like the wise sages. It's painful, but we're gonna make it damp, we will soak it, we will immerse it down in the ocean, until we are floating on a higher frequency than this chosen. And we'll take it on credit, and if you say it, then you know that I meant it. It's like we're in the club and we're having fun, but will we all rust? Can we all trust? It's like the custard and the lust. Oh god. Alright, we're gonna wrap it up here. Thank you so much for everybody for listening, and we'll do it again another time. Cheers.